Live streaming is on.
Were you about to say something more, Alberto?
Excuse me?
Were you going to say something else?
No.
All right. So, Mel, I just wanted to say really quickly that, when we go into the recruitment process for potential decision makers, this is basically the same thing we do for all the workers. So, for example, we send an email out, we send them the link or on the platform, they go to this document and it tells them the process to how to get involved. And this is how every single person in FQN has gotten involved, including Alberto and everybody else who's been recruited. Okay?
I literally don't know how you find these people, so I've never asked. So yeah, okay.
So wherever the recruitment is, whether it's an email, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's posted on a job platform, basically we call it bridging, and they're bridged to this. And the most important part of the bridge is step 1, which is communications, which is where you would get on either the Discord group, the email group, and we would update this to the correct email group, or the last one is the Discord email group or Facebook group. Yeah.
Wait, has Stacy gone through this? No, right?
Stacy
has not seen this.
Stacy just did a pop because Stacy was not involved in a recruitment round. She was.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, got it. Okay.
Privately recruited.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the first question comes from the beginning, like in terms of the branding. So we could definitely rebrand this as CCC and just say like Recruitment for Cause Collective Community, and basically put everything on brand. Or we can make it clear from the very beginning in our invitation that this is part of the FQN Community Network and just brand it the FQN Community Network. I really don't care how we brand it or what we want to do with that, but obviously that's at the top. Also, we could put this on a website and have it be a website or a web page or Google Sheets sites or whatever instead of a Google document. That's also an option. It doesn't really matter where it is. But if this is not professional enough for you, Mel, it's perfectly fine to change whatever we need to do to get it to be presentable publicly. Okay?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So step 1 is just the introduction. Then step 0 is just the introduction. So the introduction, if you want to get more involved, they can. Step 1, communicate with us on our groups. And there is, we want to make sure it's clear there's public communications and
yeah, I mean, we should make a copy of this and fix it for the volunteers.
What
do you think?
I think that makes sense.
I think it's the same thing.
I think we should copy it just so that we can make comments and edit it and not mess with this version of it, right? Which is the...
It's not like we're using this for anything else.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay.
There's also the version history you can restore, but I mean, because here there is a lot, like immediately step 0, introduction, stage 1, choosing your pay rate. Be mindful while you're choosing your pay rate and budget proposal. I think create confusion.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's actually possible that we have a volunteer one already. Let me just check real quick because I know that we've had one in the past, but this is our most updated one. So I think if we create a new one, it would be a combination of the volunteer one and this one. So volunteer recruitment. What is this called? Called the recruitment process.
I see.
I mean, if you want to just create a duplicate, just have no problem. If we want to duplicate it, it just doesn't bother me at all.
I mean,
yeah, I'm looking if we can find something, but volunteers.
No. Anyways, I think this is fine. So if you don't want to mess up this document, we want to since decision makers technically can be paid, right? As long as you're not on the board, right? So it's like the primary board can't be paid, but anyone on a different board can be paid, and advisors can be paid as well, right? So it's only
called volunteer statement.
Yeah.
The only thing I could find, volunteer statement.
Cool. So do you guys want to just duplicate this real quick? So I can duplicate it if you want. Let me just duplicate it real quick.
Yeah, I think it's the best thing to do. Yeah.
Okay, so
Right, yeah.
I just duplicated it. I'm sharing it now. Share. And we need to add Mel to our Google server thing.
This
Oh, well, we don't
pretty
have
cool.
to.
This volunteer statement I found regarding attached. I am
Can you
giving up
link
my
that?
rights to gain equity tokens or shares. Yeah, I'm gonna link that.
This
It's
is what would
pretty
go on
cool.
the top, right? Or that would go on the intake form. Does that make sense? It would be on part of the intake form.
Yeah, it would be linked in the pop, or it would link the pop. Yeah. But for
Or
sure,
well,
this is
yeah,
what we
we'll
wanna get from them. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it
So
here.
here's the
Line 120, 190.
new recruitment process copy. So line 201 has the new document copy.
Great. Line 190 is the volunteer statement.
Okay, I'm in that document now. Whoa, volunteer statement.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
This would go. I mean, we don't want to make it complicated for them to sign or anything, but we'll definitely go in the pop for sure.
So do we have? We don't see the intake form here. So we need to go and get the old version. Do you have the old version?
Yeah. Let me get that. And
Where these are the volunteer statement. Let's take a look at the volunteer statement.
Yeah.
Regarding attach, I agree on my rights to gain equity tokens and shares 100%. I live in blank and perform all rights to this form country residence. Oh, this is not a this has nothing to do with recruitment. What this has to do, this is the alternative for the W8s and W9s. If you are this is what we do for a volunteer who is, you know, we're just legally documenting instead of a W8 or W9. So when we do the W8, W9 process, if they're a volunteer, we don't really care, but if they want to, they could fill this out instead of filling out a W8 or W9. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool for the sentence. We want to have them on the pop for that they're giving rights for the equity and everything.
Yeah, but what we want is then to tell us where their equity and value go. Like, where do you want to send?
Yeah, that's missing.
Because their value is still going to be accumulating. The only difference between a volunteer and a normal equity investor who invests their time is that the volunteer is donating their value of their time, but their time is still equally as valuable as it would be if they were getting paid. There's no difference.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So did you find the other one? Should I get the version of the process for the job posts?
I am should be here in Discord. Why it's not here now? Otherwise, I can get it for the old recruitment round sheet, but I remember it was here on the Discord server. Intake. Let me find it here. Intake form.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. African recruitment process for potential recruits, for new potential recruits. Okay. I think I found it.
Wow. I couldn't find it in the server now. Intake form.
All right, so I'm putting it into our notes. on line 207. This is the old, oh no, 205. All right, so the key thing here with the old one is that it has the intake form. So I believe, oh wait, oh no. Oh yeah, that's correct. So in step 0, we introduce all the positions that are available. So in this case, we don't need to worry about that. We're just basically doing the board, right? Communicate on the group chat, check, all that checks the same. And then we have fill out form. So this is where we change things, the intake form. Boom, found it. So link to intake form. I'm going to come back to our notes and put the intake form in here. See if this works. Link to intake form, does it work? Yes, it works. Perfect. So this is the intake form. Obviously, and this is important. So the first question in the intake form is whether you fill it out before. And then it says, I agree to the terms of involvement. It's the second question. I agree to the terms of involvement, including following any and all current or future FCON community network policies, protocols, rules, or systems within the Unity methodology. So this is the Unity methodology decision, and that's like basically the first question in the intake form. Right?
Yeah, but the problem with that intake form, yeah.
What's the problem?
I mean, it's not the editable link, right?
No. But we're not using this intake form. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we would. Yeah,
I get it. About the intake form. Obviously, if we're going to do intake form, we're basically going to create a brand new one specifically for our new intake. You know, but we're going to base it off the old one. Like basically, everybody follows the same intake form, and then you state whether or not you are interested in getting paid.
I mean, the intake form, I see it very useful in this case, because since we are going to do their pops and everything, and we want to have like
it doesn't have a number, but I can copy and paste the question regarding pay. So it says, please indicate if you're requesting upfront pay or planning to volunteer. So this would be, I'll put it here. I am requesting some form of upfront pay. I'm requesting no upfront pay. We'll be getting alternative compensation, equity only, or volunteering. And then the other option is I'm requesting to volunteer and donate my equity value to the cause or organization of my choice. And if you choose this option, you do not need to fill out the rest of the form, right? So basically what we want, like everyone fills out the intake form, they approve the Unity methodology. So the most important things, most important things for intake form regarding volunteers. So option number.
Do we want to give them all these options to the volunteer? I mean, they're already being recruited for volunteers. I would just do. Do you agree that? Yeah.
So the whole purpose of the intake form is to empower all people involved to make their own decision on their involvement. Does that make sense? We don't decide their involvement. They decide their involvement. They're empowered. There's no difference whether they want to get paid or they don't want to get paid. Everyone goes through the same process. What we're trying to do is get confirmation of that and get documentation of them not wanting to get paid. Right? So they need to agree to the Unity methodology, and they need to agree to not getting paid. Right, and then they don't have to fill out anything else. Don't have to fill out anything else.
What happens if they say they say I'm requesting some form of upfront pay?
Then they disqualified from being on the board.
Yeah, and we would tell them you need to go into stage 2, recruitment stage 2.
Exactly. Right. So, but when we're recruiting volunteers, it's their choice whether or not they want to get paid or not. It's not our choice to decide that. It's their choice. So if they want to get paid, they would just automatically propose whatever amount of payment.
I am like, you're making an hypothesis. Like I see the post on Idealist. I get to the intake form. Never ever was mentioned that I could get paid. So
no, you're not going to go from Idealist to the intake form at all. You go from Idealist to the invitation, right? So you have the invitation post, and then that takes you to the process document, which is going to present the process to you that you're going through. And I totally lost it. I'm so lost. Is it here? The recruitment process for volunteers, members, and board directors for FQN Community Network. Okay.
Mhm.
So once you get into this document, it goes through the introduction, the communication, and then you would at step 2. So step 2 currently is the temporary hire 5 criteria for new recruits. This is obviously not applicable at all to volunteers, right? So what we're talking about is replacing that and going back to the original model, which was the intake form. And the reason we got rid of the intake form is it just simply was never updated because nobody ever did the setup for recruitment. They just skipped the setup all the time and never did the intake form. So we're actually doing the setup, and this is when you do and you update the intake form to make sure the intake form is correct and updated. So step 2 would be doing the intake form. And so they would be fully communicated about the intake form. It would be very clear that if they want to volunteer and be on the board, they cannot mark that they want to be paid in the intake form, but they have a right to get paid, in which case they would switch to, a normal paid worker recruitment process. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Alberto? Or?
Yeah, I get it. Jake. I'm on the same page.
So as far as updating the intake form, it would be, we cut out half the questions. It would be extremely simplified. We break it down just for the new world, basically, and it would be it would be significantly simplified. Yeah, we just never did that because we only simplified the pops and everything. We didn't actually simplify the intake form yet.
Okay.
But the bottom line for our meeting now is we need to decide if we want to use the intake form.
Yeah, I think it would improve the process so much,
I do too. I mean, the intake form is always part of the process, but we just didn't do it because people didn't do the work.
The intake form is
okay.
Absolutely, yes.
So the proposal would be to use an updated version of the intake form. Doesn't matter what. So if Mel wants to, use a different platform, I don't care. But the idea is to have an intake form. So are there any questions about the proposal?
Nope.
No questions. No.
No concerns?
No.
No concerns?
No, but I like that you said I'm just voting on the fact that I might propose later on to change the platform, but I do want to see the current intake form and then think about I have it here. Yeah, so I'm good with it.
What we'll do is we'll edit the intake form and getting it, downsized. I think probably it'll end up still being about 10 questions. But again, the volunteer should only have to fill out like half of it. So they probably only have to fill out like 4 or 5 questions, and then they can stop. And then once we have the Google form set up, then it'd be really easy to transfer it into some other location, right? So any other concerns or questions?
No concerns.
Objections? No. Okay.
No, just
cool. So that's great. So we have consensus on having the intake form. So now that just brings us back to the
list of priorities. It's not here.
It brings us back to the process introduction.
Oh.
Right. So the process introduction is the new copy of the document. I'm going to go back down to line 237. Right. So the process introduction is technically called the FQN recruitment process for potential volunteers, members, and board directors. Okay. So this is what we would bring people to before they even do the intake form. And this could also become a website, right? And basically it explains what we're doing. So this is going to be edited and cleaned up. For example, like Alberto was saying, it says, thanks for your interest in working with us. No, it's thanks for your interest in volunteering, as a member and potential board director with our social network, right? Director with our social network, right? So we're just gonna keep updating this to make it correct for our current recruitment round, right? So then they communicate on the chat. So the Discord is actually the correct Discord link. The email group would need to be updated. So this is wrong. So I'm gonna make that red. Highlight red. Format. So we're gonna need to update with the correct email list. And then the Facebook group, we would need to add the whatever Facebook group.
Yeah.
So they know that they can.
Don't forget to fill out the private contact form. This is still applicable here.
Yes, and this is the contact list where we should be getting people's emails and things like that. Super key.
Yeah.
So then step 2 is going to be changed to the intake form. All right, and then we're going to have to link to intake form, updated intake form, which we will do. Updated intake form, so make that red. Any questions so far on any of these details?
No. So then the pop.
So find here a link to our criteria. Criteria for what? Okay, so we could just list the criteria for what it means to be a volunteer. So criteria to be a volunteer or board director. Okay, so we could this might be a good place to list that if we haven't done it somewhere else first. All right, so then the next step after that is the pop. Okay, and then the pop basically goes through the minimal pop steps and the actual, we could also add a link to the example pop, link to example pop, just so they can just immediately click and see how to do it because it's so simple.
Okay.
And we actually example pop for volunteers because volunteer pops are going to look a little different. Step 4, vote on the monthly budget. Okay, so this is actually going to be vote on the a membership vote on appointing the board directors. Okay, so that's step 4. And then step 5 would be
attend global session for interview.
Attend global session or schedule interview.
Yeah, for onboarding actually.
Yeah. So I mean, we might change this because I feel like maybe board members are supposed to do an interview before the vote. So I think this got switched because all of the workers are required to do the interview before, but members are not.
Schedule an interview.
They're not yet. Well, if you're a board member, because it's illegal, whereas not as legal, it's important to switch that. So step 4 is going to be attend what do you call it? Like a online session or schedule interview, right? Step 5 would be the membership vote and appointing the board directors. And then step 6 would be ongoing training and onboarding, and then other optional details. Okay, cool. Update. So yeah, so that would be the presentation for what this looks like for the public. So we can edit this, simplify it, change it around, but the idea is that we want to have this document approved before we initiate the actual sending of the posting and emails.
That's true, yeah. Yep.
And then this would be linked, and then we would just link people directly to this or wherever it will be. If we don't like how this looks, we can put it on a website. Also, we can rebrand if we want to make a CCC logo or whatever. So we could say recruitment process for volunteer members and board directors for Cause Collective Community, CCC, and then put the CCC logo if you guys want to. We could say for Cause Collective Community, CCC, and the FNC network. So we could say both just so that it's clear, right, that people are also joining the FCAN Community Network. Depending on how, I think it really depends on what the invitation looks like. So once I read the invitation, it'll be easier to understand how we want to brand the landing page, right? So this is kind of like a landing page, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then, but I do want to just put our current CCC logo on here so we can look at it. See what, if we did get the logo, where is the logo?
I have it. I can link it.
I got it right here.
I do want to discuss that later on.
Yeah, I have it here.
Here. I have it from the bylaws.
No, I just put it in the document. I got it.
Oh, you're faster. Okay.
So obviously it's not like a completed logo or anything. I spent like, just a few minutes on it, or like less than a half hour. All right, so I think that I'm done with this. It obviously needs to be worked on. And let's just make sure this is in our list of priorities. If we go back to our priority list, we need the intake form added, intake form. We need
I'm adding them. Yeah.
Process introduction updated, and then we're going to need to create a Facebook group. We need the email group, the outreach email group, whatever we want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Is there anything else that we agreed on? Follow-up communications would be. We already have the Discord set up. Agree on platform, email. Let's check. I mean, I think we already have idealist.org set up. I don't think we need to worry about that. So I think this is good. I think that's it. It's just these three things, right? Am I missing anything? That's all right. So just the three things. Cool. Oh no, there's four. There's the intake form, the process introduction, the Facebook group, and the outreach email group. So those are the four things that need to be added, that need to be completed for the setup, and then the invitation, and then we're ready to go. So I'm just going to add the invitation here. Invitation. Cool. And then as far as the recruitment is concerned, we're ready to go. But again, this has nothing to do with the onboarding and the actual communication with the people who are interested about their role. I mean, obviously we're introduced the role and everything, but as far as like the actual onboarding and what they're actually doing, that would be separate. And so that's a separate email. What are we calling that one? Again, let me just double check, see if I can remember. So under our priorities list, we had the follow-up email after there is interest. So we want the follow-up email after there is interest, which is a separate email from what we're talking about now, which is the updated recruitment process introduction. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So typically the updated recruitment process introduction is an email that's emailed to the person or communicated to them online or some way, that then we link, and basically we invite them into the process. So, oh great, we're so glad you're interested. Here's where you get involved. And
we will link that in the email, the follow-up email for after there is interest. We'll definitely link this this landing page.
No, but the landing page is not the email though.
No, it's not the email. I'm saying in the email, in the follow-up email for after there is interest, one component would be this the recruitment process introduction link.
Yeah, but where is the document? I don't see. Did you add it yet, or you didn't add it?
What do you mean?
I don't see it here. So there's two separate things. Email. So this is basically
here. No, the email is after. No, the email was. So there is the work on the update the recruitment process introduction, which I added here now.
So the FN recruitment process for potential volunteers is its own document, and it needs to be done. It's super important. Right?
This is what I meant by the updated recruitment process introduction.
No, and then this is no, there's a separate email. Where is it? Oh, separate email.
Follow-up email for after there's interest or no.
Okay. I got it. All right. So let me just copy this and put that there to make it clear. It's the FN recruitment process. Boom. And then we can start linking these things. So it's directly, so copy the link and just put it right in there. So we have it. Cool. So the only other thing for me that I would request you to do, Alberto, is to send an email to Stacy. So once you create the cold invitation post, right, and then and the FQN recruitment process, we can send, wait, no. The follow-up email after there's interest. Yeah. Okay, so it's just really just the cold invitation post. Send that to Stacy once we have a link for it. Oh, and you can already send her the link for the recruitment process setup. So this is the recruitment round sheet. So let's link that as well. Oh no, that's, oh my God, that's right here. Yeah. So that's, never mind. This is the sheet. So details on details. This is the recruitment round sheet. Okay. So make sure you send Stacy the recruitment round sheet, and you send her the cold invitation post, and then eventually you'll send her the follow-up email after there's interest. Oh, this isn't already drafted, so Mel, maybe you should set that up and copy and put all the information you already have.
Where is it? Oh, where are you guys actually? Which tab now?
Currently, we're in
The
the
priorities list.
or under the recruitment round sheet management.
Priorities list. You guys went back. Okay.
We switched over to the priorities list.
I think I saw that, and then I lost you guys. I did switch back, but then I don't. So you guys are at like line 85? No.
No, so we're not in the notes anymore. We're in the 133° West CCC board recruitment round sheet.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, and now you guys are in priorities. Now I see. Okay.
Yeah, we are updating the priority based on the decisions we just made.
We added the Facebook group. We added the outreach email for communication. We added the FQN recruitment process for potential volunteers. And
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we added all of those in relationship to the setup process.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't have Facebook, so I don't know who wants to do the Facebook group.
I don't think the stuff needs to get done by this Thursday. I think all of this is the next Monday. So recruitment process setup, we did it, done. Intake form next Monday. The process for potential volunteers and recruitment next Monday. The follow-up email for after there's interest, perfect. Facebook group next Monday. It's not even later. I would say later than that. Outreach email for yeah, I mean, I would even say this stuff can happen afterwards, like 2 weeks, you know.
And then when's the? I think the deadline should be before the next pay cycle. So I think when's the next new moon? So I forget. Let's see.
Ooh, that's a great idea. So the next new moon would be the pay cycle. So technically, it would be the quarter moon is the upfront pay stop. So that would be the next pay cycle. Final.
So new moon is March 21st. I think the overall, is like, I think that should be, that's like a little, it's like a month out.
So March 21st gives us 3 weeks. So I think it's definitely doable in 3 weeks, but it's going to be pushing it. We have every single detail, every single part of the plan. We can cut corners here and there. And I think we could definitely do it by the 21st. But even if we don't do it by the 21st, we can still get the budget approved afterwards for that month. But we would still be on potentially an upfront pay stop. I mean, I don't know exactly how that will work. But anyways, I don't think we should worry about it, but we can definitely get the budget passed even if it's a little bit late.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically trying to get the budget passed for this month would be almost impossible at this point, in my mind. I mean, it's technically possible, but it's so much easier just to like let go of this month and just do it for next month. 21st, March 21st is our deadline. Wait,
actually, March 20th is the equinox, which is fun.
Nice. Oh, that means it's really. Oh no, we everything aligned with the Selene calendar is aligned with the solstices. The equinox is like at the equinox, the Earth is on its side, and so it doesn't align with the meridians. It's only during the solstices that the alignment with the meridians and the actual time cycles in our society line up. So the Selene calendar is the solstices. But anyway, you said the 21st is the new moon.
Yeah, so then if we say the deadline in our mind is the equinox, which is fun to say out loud, then it gives us at least a day buffer before the next new moon, you know?
Sure, but the technical deadline is the 28th.
28th?
Yeah. because it's
Okay.
it's the quarter moon, the first quarter moon, whatever day that is.
Oh, okay.
27th, the 28th, the 29th, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. Anyways.
So, but either way, it doesn't really matter if we get it done earlier or later because this is the first budget, and Stacy's already on a front pay stop. It's like whenever we get the budget done, we get the budget done, and then we can start paying people.
I think it's nice to have a goal, and I'm hoping that all of this is actually done way sooner, like this week. But I don't want to say this week, ASAP, soon. Next 2 weeks is fine, Soon.
Yeah. So we could say for some of these things, we could say 1.5 weeks because it should happen a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
But changing the name for so the website stuff, I mean, ideally would happen this week,
Yeah, this week. Actually, I'm thinking this week because it's not that many changes, Yeah.
Yes.
This week. Yeah. This
Cool.
is
All right. So I think, I mean, this week might be a little difficult. That's why I said 1.5 weeks.
Wait. Just next week. This is next week. Oh, the small changes, not a big deal, Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyways, ideally we get it all done for Monday, and maybe we could do a work session on Saturday or Sunday to get everything ready for Monday. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. But I think basically all of these priorities from line 6 to 19, we want to get done before we actually send out the invitations and actually start the recruitment round. Whereas everything afterwards we could finalize while we're dealing with the follow-up,
Yeah, like we already, I think it's done, right? They consider changing the server. I put the priority to 1.
Can be deleted.
This is done.
Yep.
We can leave it there with a 1. It's done.
Why don't we just delete it? I mean, it's done.
No. I love leaving things and striking things out. Like it's done. It's like
done. Yeah, it's there. And I mean, the recruitment process, I'm gonna be finish organizing all the documentation and everything. Everything is well organized.
Yeah,
but there, I would put it a 1 as well. But I mean, I'm gonna leave it a 9 until I finish organizing everything. But then I'm gonna put it down to a 1, and that's done as well. So we're making progress. It's already a lot.
But the recruitment process setup isn't done because the intake form, the follow-up email. Oh no, the recruitment process for potential volunteers, members, and because all that's part of the
setup.
Yes.
Yeah, these are part of the setup.
Exactly.
Okay.
Coolio. All right. So, anyways, I think this is an amazing work session. Like we
Very
did
good.
a good job. We got tons of work done. Oh my God, Stacy actually showed up. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was good. That was very good.
I'm doing on the wrap. I'm kind of moving to the wrap up now, so we can check on our schedule, next steps, and anything else. So I'm back into the notes and on the wrap up tab.
Yeah. So. I have a question for the scheduling, right? So if Mel is joining officially the team, don't you want to schedule maybe a onboarding session for your tracking our spreadsheet, your main doc, all these kind of things?
I mean, she has a pop. She's got a main doc.
Yeah, I saw that.
Main team, and until she's actually in the budget, there's really no reason that, I mean, she's not required to track hours. I mean, you are required to track hours, but it's not like it can just be on the pop or whatever, like what she's already doing and we're already doing for her in terms of her equity value. So, I mean, it's up to Mel if you want to start that early, but I think overall you can just wait till we get the budget done and then set up your work hours tracking spreadsheet. What do you want to do, Mel?
I think I want to wait. Like, honestly, I didn't even know how today was going to go. I thought it was a good session, but I had no idea. Stacy has been very chaotic. You just spent an hour on Excel trying to figure out her life yesterday. So, like, I mean, whether or not she's going to be a part of the budget, not a part of the budget. And then I wanted to see, yeah. So, I mean, just like, I'm happy. I've been unpaid for this for a while, and it doesn't really matter. It's like, to get the work done, get it done right. So, I mean, I don't need to do that this second, you know? So
Yeah.
I'd rather
Okay.
wait, yeah. And I am tracking my own hours, but I know that there's more of the formal process. But actually just going through the recruitment as I read through everything, then there's a lot of documents I saw today that I haven't seen either in a long time or ever before. So I do want to read all that and actually give you guys feedback on it, you know? So
Yeah, our recruitment process needs a lot of work. But for now, Mel, my request is that, like, for example, this session we spent 4 hours. We spent time last night. We spent time on Saturday. Like, if you could just estimate your hours and put that on your POP so that we can help Alberto and other people who are tracking all of your hours as well to put that in the equity spreadsheet. So we're already been actively tracking your hours for the last couple months. Since we got more involved in SVG, and we're already issuing you equity. You just don't, it's kind of behind the scenes because you just don't know about it, but it would be really helpful now that you're putting in more time, you know, that you kind of just at least note it on your POP so that, you know, we can add that to the
totally, it's on my to-do list. I mean, I track my hours every day. It's about adding and summing and getting it to you guys. So yeah, that's on my personal to-do list anyways. Mm-hmm.
So under our policies, you use it, just put on your POP for now, and then we'll add it to you'll have your work hours tracking spreadsheet once we get the budget all finalized.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we already have a spreadsheet where we estimate your hours.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Coolio. Yeah, scheduling. What's the next step? So tomorrow, Hydra hour 3, we're gonna try to do the Delaware taxes, right? For the trust.
Yeah, that's something we scheduled, but it's not in the weekly schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a regularly scheduled session. One time to try to prevent the
One time.
stuff.
Correct.
So where they done here? So line 9. This could be Hydra hour 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be, for franchise tax Delaware.
Yeah.
And after that, what do we have?
Then we have Andromeda. I think it's no, it's prime trajectory. I don't remember exactly what it is. Andromeda hour 3. We have. I'm loading the schedule. Okay, here. So we have our 3. We have identity and guiding documents, launch agreement, pipeline cutoff. Oh,
identity and guiding documents. So we're gonna be continuing that discussion that we had the other day, Mel, where it's like, where is the cutoff going to be? What are we actually going to include in our Umbrella Showcase website? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the process for that cutoff. So that is tomorrow. Is there anything else you might go over there in that time? Let's see what else is there. So this is the launch agreement and our guiding documents. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then in the afternoon
we have assets. Yeah.
assets
Great.
and Cobalt. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That's our plan for tomorrow. I always like to double check on our scheduling when we're wrapping up. Are there any other? And then we have the deadline. All right. So I think that's it on my side. Anything else, Mel? Any other questions or?
Nope. Nope. I'm good with that.
Cobalt hour 3.
I'm glad we finally made giant leaps forward on CCC board setup.
I mean, this is the session that I've been asking to get scheduled for, like, you know, months.
This is Stacy's one job, right? To schedule this.
This was her one job to schedule and done. So, wow, it took us a long time, but we did it finally. So now we have a plan. It's just a matter of implementing it. That, you know, I would say next week, definitely getting more clear on the timeline is going to be really important. But for now, we just need to get all these documents done.
Yeah.
And these emails and invitations and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, now everything's on this Excel, not in the Excel, but like I can find the draft bylaws, a draft recruitment process, the draft, all the websites are linked together, you know. It's way more clarity, you know. Then honestly, if you go back to I guess goals, and February 9th, oh, I'll put it in our wrap up. But like this is February 9th to now. That's like a lot of process, you know, our Excel today from that 3 to-do list to like a real plan for.
Yeah.
All right, wow, we made so much progress. So be sure to index these goals, like the CCC main sheet, right?
Yeah.
If you index these overall goals, these are very important. Can be helpful. I'll note that down here. Index goals,
Yeah.
main sheet. Index overall goals to main sheet. And eventually from the main sheet, we'll find a place where we'll have our identity, the CCC identity docker sheet, and then we can copy from the main sheet to that, but we don't have that yet. So just put it on the main sheet for now, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much.